Hello and welcome everyone. We are in Cologne at Gamescom 2019. My name is Nims and today Nintendo presents a more in-depth look at The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. Joining us today from Nintendo of Europe we have Chris. Hello Chris and thank you so much for joining us.
Always a pleasure, Nims. Hi everyone.
And also from Nintendo of Europe we have Filippo. Filippo, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much and hi everyone.
Right, so Chris, for many fans of this particular title, mainly myself, we are really excited for this game. And can you tell us a little bit about what we're going to be seeing today?
Yeah, so today we will be going on a little adventure in the reimagining of The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. We will cross a desert, we will go via a wasteland.
Wow.
And we will find a secret behind a waterfall.
I'm sold. Let's go.
We'll also make many detours.
Yes, we will take some little detours along the way. Let's just say that our objective right now is to find the key to the Angler's Tunnel, which is one of the dungeons of the game.
Yeah, so in The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, Link has washed ashore of Koholint Island, and he needs to find his way back to Hyrule.
Okay.
And he's gonna need musical instruments to get home, and those musical instruments are found inside the game's dungeons. So we are making our way towards the Angler's Tunnel, which is one of the game's dungeons.
Okay.
And actually, the key is not simply just anywhere. The key is held by a mini-boss, which is the Lamola. It's an enemy that you might have seen in other Zelda games as well.
Yes.
Just be careful of the quicksand here.
Yeah, thank you.
Just to add that little bit more of a pressure.
Well, it's drawing us in. It's a little bit
It
mesmerizing.
really is a little bit.
I'm just trying not to fall.
Sure. Yeah, you can see that the head of the Lamola is its weak point. Oh, but you missed.
Missed it there.
The hard shells cover the
That's it.
attacks if you go at it from that side.
There he is.
Oh, no, again.
Wrong angle.
Oh, Filippo, you can do this.
I hope so. No.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
that one was tricky.
That was
sneaky.
close.
If I leave this area or if I fall inside the quicksand, the boss will replenish his health, so I would have to do the fight again.
Wow. Nice.
Good one.
Maybe I don't have to do that. So
Yeah,
let's
we
see
have-
if I can grab the key before
Yes.
it falls.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Okay.
so close.
Well, the angler key is going to be useful.
Yeah. I still.
Ooh, and you made
am
it.
trying not to fall down. So you might see, this guy might look familiar.
Yeah.
Maybe not typically from other Zelda titles, but it's just one of the example of the many quirky characters and unique monsters that inhabit Koholint Island.
Yeah, The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening is a very unusual title in that sense. That there are some monsters that you might recognize from, for instance, the Mario series. But there are also a lot of really strange, memorable characters. And of course, there's an owl who is giving you wise advice all the time.
Yes. Sort of guides you, or at least hints at where you need to go next.
Off he goes.
I like that Link just looks at him,
It
waits
just-
for him to leave.
Okay.
Of course, I mean, you have to be respectful towards owls.
Yes.
Very wise owl.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, this mesmerizing song is sang by Marin, who is the girl who finds you on the shore of Koholint Island, and she takes you in her home, and that's where you wake up and actually start the game. And we were just in Animal Village, which has a lot of really charming inhabitants. But because we're on a journey today, we're not gonna talk too much about that. People can find out themselves.
Hold on to those surprises.
Exactly.
Yeah, we don't want to spoil what happens, but definitely travel to the animal village when you can, because it is a wonderful place. So there are a few changes, of course, in this game compared to the original Game Boy game, and one of them helps you navigate, I think. Like, there was already a pretty good map for a Game Boy game in the original title, but this map, I think, looks really awesome. It's super detailed. You can recognize everything in
yeah.
it. This is Mape Village, where we start.
Okay.
And the game already places some landmarks, some points of interest for you with these icons, but you can mark the map yourself with your own markers. So just to give you an idea of where we're going today, the Angler's Tunnel is here, around here, or at least that's where we want to use the key.
Okay.
So I'm gonna just mark it with a heart here.
Yeah.
Because we heart dungeons.
We heart.
All right. And so in order to get there from here, I'm gonna have to go up this path through this wasteland, maybe stop by somewhere on the way,
Okay.
and then reach the waterfall there.
Yeah, the level of detail is just incredible. It pops up. You really see the high differences, and it just is a treat to just have a look at it. And one thing that I particularly like about the reimagining of The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening for Nintendo Switch is that this is a very different kind of Zelda. First of all, you can see it's got a top-down perspective.
Yeah.
But also on top of that, a lot of players have discovered The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild on Switch, which was a very vast adventure that is very much about exploration.
Yeah.
The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening is an adventure that takes place on an island, so at every centimeter of the island there's a detail to soak in.
And still, there are some new elements as well. So, for example, now we are making our way inside the Dampe's shack.
Uh-huh.
There you go. You might remember Dampe from The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time,
Yes,
for example.
I do.
He decided to travel to Koholint in Thailand. And
Why not?
I mean, this is a very nice spot apparently on Koholint Island, because you may remember that in The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX for Game Boy Color, there was a photo booth here with a mouse
Yes,
running that photo.
I remember. God, that brought back some memories.
Exactly. It's a great spot to live. It's a great view.
instead, Dampe gives us the Chamber Dungeon,
Right.
which is a completely new feature that, in this case, for example, we have to complete some Chamber Dungeon challenges. And I'm gonna go for Key Hunter today. So you see that there is a room in the center of this area that has 4 doors that are locked by keys, and we have to place 3 different treasure chest rooms there. But anyway, a good dungeon starts with an entrance,
Uh-huh.
which I'm gonna place here, and of course with a boss, which I'm going to place over here.
Right.
At any moment, you can always press the Y button to check if what you're doing, and the game checks if the dungeon is playable. So we have all of these messages because, of course, this is not a playable dungeon
We've
yet.
just started.
Then just gonna go for it. So entrance, boss, and then all of these mark basically the rooms and how many entrances and exits they have. So I'm gonna place
I see.
a room there. Then I'm maybe going to place a corridor for a chest. You can unlock also additional panels, of course.
Yeah, because essentially the chambers that you can use in the chamber dungeon are unlocked by completing the dungeons in the adventure. So the more dungeons you unlock, the more of those chambers you become available in the chamber dungeon.
I see.
And there are also additional ways to unlock some new chambers.
And just to clarify, it does change colors. If it's blue, that means this works.
Yeah, exactly. So far, it's following the rules and the challenges
Right,
that
okay.
this particular chamber dungeon challenge has set out for us, or for Filippo in particular.
Yeah, I mean, anyway, I'm not gonna play this one. You're going to.
Oh,
So I
okay.
should have paid attention to what you were doing.
Well, no, I think it works out well for me if you didn't.
Oh, okay.
So let me just find another.
He's testing you, Chris.
Yeah. Clearly. Right.
So you see now everything became blue.
Right.
We have no more warning messages.
Right.
We try to check. So we're actually recording this arrangement. And here I'm just gonna do a couple of things in order to get the dungeon ready to play for for Chris.
Chris,
Well,
mate.
one thing that you may not know is that for Filippo, this reimagining of The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening was the first time he played the game. For me, I am a huge fan of the original, so I played it about 20 times.
Oh, okay.
And it's not that I didn't like the original. It's just that my sister was holding the Game Boy hostage and playing Tetris on it all the time. So I just had no possibility to just access it. Yeah, exactly.
All the sibling problems.
Exactly.
Okay, straight away he gets the first key.
Yeah. And you notice that here it was Link was running pretty fast.
Oh!
This is super mean. Okay.
I didn't make the rooms. No, I just placed them.
You just placed them.
So yeah.
I was
No
trying to
pressure,
be-
Chris.
I was trying to be clever and I wasn't.
So this is, the key, the central part of the dungeon, the room with 4 locked doors.
Oh yes, yeah.
And it's amazing how even a simple single room can generate an entire challenge. Like you really have to build the entire dungeon around this room.
Yeah.
And something that is also quite interesting is that the chamber dungeon
maps
feature
here.
sort of helps you out a little bit.
Okay.
So, for example, the game sort of knows how many treasure chests you've placed and where they are, and because of that, it always puts the nightmare key, the key to open the dungeon boss's chamber.
Yeah.
It always places that key in the last chest you open.
Right. Very good.
Somehow I have a feeling that's not enough yet.
Oh.
I know that you couldn't be defeated by a
I
couple
see a
of pieces.
crack in the wall there.
Ooh.
So you saw Chris running really fast. That's the Pegasus boots, which is an item that you get in another part of the game, and something that's quite cool as like just increasing accessibility, making the game a bit easier or more comfortable to play. Of course, we have more than 2 buttons now compared to the Game Boy original, right? So the game has been changed so that certain items are always equipped.
Oh,
on
nice.
Link. You don't have to constantly go to menus to change them. And this, for example. For example,
away.
the Pegasus boots
No,
is
no.
an item like that. The power bracelet is an item like that. The sword and the shield as well. They're all constantly equipped on you.
Ah.
There we
That's
go.
one way.
Fine.
Go.
Yeah, this will be fine. All right.
Nice.
So that, for example, that enemy, that obstacle is almost unsurmountable if you don't have the Pegasus boots.
Alright, I think I'm getting close to...
Get the hearts. Get the hearts.
Nah.
Oh, I was feeling confident.
Right. So this one I'm gonna do peacefully.
Peacefully for you.
That's Chris's version of peacefully.
Hey, he was attacking me. Self-defense.
It's like, when kids say, like, I'm just gonna run forward with my punch, with my fist forward, then it's gonna be you punching yourself in the face.
Let's practice the controls again.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Okay, fine. Better
wow.
for you guys.
Wow.
Those enemies for me also are reminiscing of underground enemies
Yes, they are.
in some other game. 20 rupees, joy.
Joy.
These guys, they teleport when you get close to them.
Yeah.
But
Fortunately,
Nice.
yes, with arrows.
Pegasus boots.
I think it's just the hearts here.
then I'll just leave the hearts.
Not risk taking.
Oh.
Oh.
Right. Ooh. Here.
Oh, that was so close.
Even within the dungeon, like the music.
I'm gonna need a little bit of light, I think.
And what's that Chris is using right now? Is that magic or?
Yeah, so it's magic powder.
Okay.
And magic powder has different effects, but the most common is that it can set certain things on fire. There are some additional uses for it, but it's the one that I am most fond of. Right. So that's the chest.
Okay.
And just in case, I'll also hit the switch.
Nice.
Yeah, it makes it a bit easier to get to.
Oh, no
Oh
key.
no!
There must be a room that you didn't explore yet.
No!
That's minus.
Let's see what we...
Where have
Oh,
we
yeah.
been?
Oh,
Ah.
oh, and he just said that this was just hard. I see what you did there.
I thought so.
Fine.
Whoa.
Almost.
I know it.
You can combine the Pegasus boots and jumping to reach really a little bit farther.
Okay.
Ah, yeah, I think there might be. Yes, I know. There's one more choo-choo somewhere. You need to make it appear. You need to walk.
Oh,
You can try bomb barrels, maybe.
nah.
Oh no.
So one way to defeat these guys, man,
Oh no.
one way to
Trying to be
defeat these guys
creative,
is
guys.
try to place a bomb where they will teleport, and then go
Right.
to them so they teleport in the place where.
Just go for the fast way.
Yeah, yeah. I think
There
it's
he is.
that's the guy.
Ah, okay.
See, thorough exploration is usually rewarded.
And as you said, the last key, the last chest is the one that contains the nightmare key.
Yes. And also, don't listen to people that are trying to to create a challenge. for you.
That's the second time you headbutted the wall there, Chris.
Hey,
I'm actually quite fond of that animation. Like, I find it very funny. So,
Nice. Oh.
yeah.
it was worth a try. Let's see.
Let's open the door.
All right. So,
All right.
So one thing that I like about the chamber dungeon is that you can revisit bosses that you may have already defeated in an earlier time, but now you have additional items. Almost. Oh no! Ah! Don't push me away.
Oh.
You have additional items, which mean you can do some proper tricks.
Nice.
Nice.
Like bomb barrels. Very good. Yeah, so it's really nice to try to, challenge yourself again with different tools and try to defeat bosses maybe be faster or in just different ways.
Yeah, and bomb arrow is one of my favorite tricks. Just combine the arrows and the bombs, and what do you get?
Bomb barrel. Yeah, you just press both buttons at the same time. So, great. I mean, I had no doubt, but still, very good. Very good job. The Key Hunter
You
dungeon
proved you are a fan.
has been cleared. And actually, even Dampe has some comments for you. Like there were some times that's where you had one foot in the grave, right? And the cool thing is that sometimes when you complete these chamber dungeon challenges, you get new chambers. You get new panels to use in the chamber. In the
Ah,
chamber dungeon.
nice.
And sometimes even gives you more challenges. All right, so actually back to our original objective of actually
Nice little detour we took there.
opening the waterfall or opening the way to the fourth dungeon.
Yeah, and one thing I mentioned earlier is that when I was a kid, I played this game 20. No, as a kid, I played it many times, and then throughout my life, I kept playing it. And what is something that I find really exciting is that when it came out originally, it came out with a very limited amount of languages. So for this reimagining of The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening, additional European languages have been added, and that means that you can now play the game also in Spanish, you can also play it in Italian, and you can also play it in Dutch, on top of English, French, and German, which were already there. So for Filippo and his countrymen, and for me being Dutch and my countrymen, it's now another chance to revisit this game and also to experience the special nature of
I
this.
see what you did there.
Yes.
That's very good. That's awesome.
So we have finally reached the keyhole for the Angler's Key.
That's the sound of discovery.
Yes, I
It's
mean,
a great sound of discovery.
Yeah.
if you have such a big waterfall, you need to put something behind it. Like there's just no way around it. Also, I love the entrance, like just like the googly eyes of.
One eye that way.
So we have found we've opened the door, but we still, can't get there. So I have to find my ways. There's always multiple challenges in opening the way to a dungeon, finding the way to access it, finding the key. It's not simply, there's a dungeon, go in, do your thing.
It's never the case.
Yes.
Nice.
Something else that I find interesting is that the enemy patterns have changed. So really, even just the simple combat has changed. You see that as I get closer to these guys, they try to move back,
Ah, yeah.
so they can't be hit. This is all new for this version of the game. But now there is another moment of required silence. Telltale Heights, exactly. Telltale Heights was always a fan favorite, and I think it will remain a fan favorite even in this new rearranged orchestrated version.
I'm sure.
Well, that's amazing. I mean, the game has so many iconic tunes, and now with the Nintendo Switch version, all of these tunes are orchestrated. So it really feels like the music has gotten another dimension.
I mean, that just brought back a few memories for me. So I went a bit quiet for a moment. I was like, oh my god.
So it's also interesting how, for example, just before this part, I already opened the chest because I could reach that door. But very often you need new items to reach new places.
Right.
You can get many places in this map from very early in the game. But then, you know, some critical parts are locked behind the progression, getting new items. And it's always worth to revisiting every room, every place when you acquire new items, when you acquire new abilities for Link. Just because, you know, they made you miss the key. Now I'm going to defeat all of them.
Just to make sure.
Yes, just.
Oh
you know.
no!
No, they're everywhere.
Even in the item boxes.
Sometimes
Sometimes.
keeps you on your toes.
Yes. So this is actually among the many quirky and super interesting NPCs in the game. This is one of my favorite characters. This is Papal, and basically when you meet him in Mabe Village at the beginning of the game, he tells you, "Oh, please come look for me when I will get lost." So he already knows, you know, like he doesn't trust his sense of direction, I guess, or something. But so at the moment when we talk to Papal,
Oh, look at his face. Aw.
just like he said, you know, like, you know. So he's super famished, he wants some vitamins, and I think in our inventory we have a source of vitamins, as we do have a pineapple,
Aha.
and this is
Yum, 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 yum.
this is part of the trading quest sequence.
Yeah, the trading quest is one of the unique things of Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, and it takes you all across Koland Island, because there are many inhabitants of the island who are in need of something.
Right.
And at the beginning of the game you can acquire an item that you then can start trading for other items.
I see.
And not only do you get some very unusual requests. I mean, to be honest, a pineapple for a hibiscus flower is one of the more normal requests.
No more requests.
Also, it gives you a little bit of background about each of these characters. It really tells you a little bit of their story, like what do they need in their life and
Right.
why are they where they are right now. It's a very subtle way of telling you more about who these NPCs are.
Yes.
So definitely do not miss it.
It adds character to the world. really a lot.
Absolutely.
But anyway, finally, we managed to get to the entrance of the Angler's Tunnel, and we're not going to complete the whole dungeon because, again, we really want people to experience these things for themselves.
Absolutely.
We're going to play the initial part of this dungeon, which is mostly focused on combat. In this way, we will not spoil the solutions to puzzles.
Absolutely, and as you guys said, there are people who may have not played the original version of this title,
Like me.
and and you don't want to spoil it for them.
Exactly.
Nice.
Yeah, you need to flip them with your shield. So, okay. So, we find the compass. The compass marks, of course, treasure chests on the map, but also will play a sound if we find ourselves in a room that has a key, like just like here.
Oh, you got
Ah.
a Guardian Acorn.
Yes. So this blue light on me is the power of the Guardian Acorn that reduces the damage I take by half.
Wow.
There are also pieces of power that you can find, sometimes defeating enemies or under blocks.
Ah, I saw you earlier. You had the red.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
And the piece of power make you do double damage. It's a temporary effect, but yeah, when you have it, you better make good use of it. So I actually need at least 3 keys. I need 4 keys in total. I need 3 in this initial section. And actually, I'm going to go for the map.
Very
Of course,
useful.
Very useful, always.
Absolutely.
And here again, combining Pegasus boots and jump, I can cross this gap.
Nice jump.
Thank you.
Oh.
One more key,
Oh,
and
piece of
there you
power.
go. Piece of power.
Nice. Ah, and there's the red glow.
You also move a little bit faster with
Yeah.
piece of
Oh,
power,
yeah.
which is quite nice when you want to reach a faraway location. Second key.
Nice.
Yeah, and one thing that you can see is that we're now walking on shallow water, the light blue water. And there are also some parts of darker water. So those are the deeper water.
Oh, that was so cute.
Yes. So right now we should avoid those. They're dangerous. Wow, that was a
Oh.
close call.
Nice.
Third key.
Third key.
And yeah, it's quite nice how the dungeon basically automatically sort of changes the path you take based on the tools you have at your disposal. Right now, there are many areas that are covered by this deeper water, so I can't reach them just yet. So now we have 3 keys, and we can go through this initial part. And I just love the little steps, little super fast steps that it takes when using the Pegasus boots. I'm gonna try to avoid these guys, but not these
nice.
guys. Ah,
Oh no!
when those little choo-choos are on my head, I can't attack, I cannot do anything, and
Oh,
you move very
no.
slowly, so you're open to enemy attacks. One jump. And a second one.
Doors open.
And actually, you can see that here we are in the place where we were before, where we used the Pegasus boots and jump. Just in that now, instead of being able to jump from left to right, we can jump from
Ah,
the
okay.
bottom
And go.
to the-
Oh no! Well, try
Not
to
just
jump.
yet.
Nice.
So that guy is going to be a problem for me because I can.
Yeah.
Oh, he's trying to get you through that.
Yeah, and
Exactly.
it actually it is not trying. He manages. So I'm going to just push this, take the hit, and
And there you can see if you hold your shields, you actually stun him. So this is again an enemy pattern that has changed a bit.
so there's another key here, which would be great to open the door. Unfortunately, it just decides to fall in the one place with a hole in the
Just
ground.
when you think you're nearly getting there.
So we need to get
Almost
one
sounds
more
like a
key.
game.
Yeah. We need to get one more key, and to do that, we need to reach another part of the dungeon.
Go. Nice jump.
Okay. Maybe here, but no, I didn't hear the sound, of course. But again, to avenge Chris, we do get rid of them.
I appreciate your solidarity.
And there we are.
Nice. I love how it fell and managed to get in.
No, this was actually
No, that's a different place.
Oh right.
Uh,
Oh right.
It's a different place, but it's the key is now submerged in water, so I just cannot get it right now.
Oh, I see.
Go away, go away, go away.
Oh no.
Let me try to. Yes!
Yes.
You can now move and jump diagonally, and that's always useful, like in this case.
there
And
were some tricks in the original game on how to get across nearly impossible gaps, but it's a lot more understandable now.
8-way movement is more comfortable. So here we finally have reached the mid-dungeon mini-boss. And this dungeon has this dungeon, sorry, this boss has, yeah, a very randomized pattern of movement. Fortunately, I can jump over them.
Nice, that was
I
cool.
actually I didn't notice, like, you know, I tried to do this battle in many times.
Oh, no.
Until somebody told me, you know, that you can just, you know, jump.
Oh.
It's still, you know, not completely trivial anyway, because it still can mess you up with these movement changes. One way to do this would also be to try to
Outrun him.
gain some advantages. It's pretty difficult,
Come on.
but you can try actually.
There you go. That's it.
Nice.
Nice one.
But CC, you always
Listen
change
to the
direction.
sound.
Yeah, I love the breaking sound. When it,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, now you're confident, right?
no, now I'm just waiting. More than
So,
there are
Nims,
few different.
how many hits?
Okay, I think 3 more.
One.
Oh, 2. It's close.
Good
It's
guess.
close.
Good guess.
It's close.
And we get the fairy.
Yeah.
Great. And as I said, this is as much as we can show today.
Well, mainly as much as we want to show today, because we don't want to spoil the puzzles that await you from now.
So we make our way toward the exit just because of the Zora had googly eyes.
Yeah.
Perfect way to end this
Perfect
presentation.
way.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much, Chris, and thank you so much, Filippo. I have to say, a lot of the time I was going quiet watching this because I'm absolutely just stunned by how beautiful this game looks.
Yes.
It's so colourful and it's so pleasant to just watch and play. Well, you guys play, I watch. I will be playing this game very soon. But even the music, as we had our moments to stop and listen, it's for fans who are watching at home who may have played the original will absolutely love those moments. And there are moments in this game, like you were saying, that there are extra little tweaks that have happened and you kind of go, oh, that's different and that's happened, which is again really, really cool. So thank you so much, Chris, and thank you so much, Filippo, for showcasing this for us today.
It's definitely our pleasure, I think.
Absolutely.
So for those of you guys watching at home, this was Nintendo Presents, a more in-depth look at The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, which releases on September the 20th. Close to my birthday, just putting it out there for you guys.
All right.
Okay, so yeah,
Yeah, that's fine. I'll tell your parents.
All right.
I have to shake your hand on that. That was good. That was very good. Thank you so much for watching, guys. We hope you enjoyed this. We'll see you all very soon. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hello and welcome, everyone. We are in Cologne at Gamescom 2019. My name is Nims, and today things are about to get a little bit spooky as we take a more in-depth look at Luigi's Mansion 3. Joining us today from Nintendo of Europe, we have Kaveh. Kaveh, thank you so much for joining us today.
Hi Nims, thank you for having me. Hi everyone.
And also from Nintendo of Europe, we have Chris. Hello, Chris. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Anytime. Hello, everyone.
Okay, so Kaveh, this game should be making me feel scared, but I'm actually super excited about Luigi's Mansion 3. What are you going to be showcasing us today?
So as you may have seen from previous trailers and footage that we've shown, the setting is a bit different this time around. And in Luigi's Mansion 3, Luigi will be exploring a hotel. And within this hotel, you have many different themed floors. And we've already shown the castle stage at E3
Yes,
previously.
yeah.
That has a very medieval look.
Mm-hmm.
And today we'll be showcasing a brand new floor, which is going to be garden suits. As you may have guessed from all the plants
Okay, it's
that
starting
we
to
have
make
all
sense
around.
now.
And I can tell you, this is probably the world's wackiest hotel.
Right.
And I've heard rumors that there might be ghosts.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Please take it away, Kaveh.
So Luigi is still equipped with his Poltergust that this time has been upgraded to be the Poltergust G00.
Right.
And as such, he has acquired some new moves that we're also going to be showcasing
Okay.
today. And in addition to that, we'll also be showcasing a little bit of co-op action later on in the video.
Ah,
Which
right.
is why we have Chris here today with us.
You too. Ready?
Right.
So yeah, I'm using the Poltergust now to interact with the different elements around, and it's still very much a game about exploring.
Yeah, everyone who finds a football has to do something with a football.
Right. And to be fair, it's making me remember my own garden at home. I do get footballs from my neighbours in my garden for sure.
And when you find them, do you also grab some tools and just throw the ball around to interact with your garden?
I definitely don't vacuum them up, no. But
Do you vacuum your garden?
No, definitely not.
Oh,
So I'm gonna leave the football behind. Yeah. But yeah,
sorry,
as you
we
just
were a
saw-
little bit distracted.
Yeah, as you just saw, we can still vacuum things in and then blow them out to interact with the different elements all around.
I mean, this is one of the cool things, that there's so much to interact with in the game. Like, you can see that everywhere you walk, you find
wow.
something.
The flowers just like bloomed.
Exactly, because Cave used his flashlight, and when you use your flashlight, often something happens. When you use the vacuuming powers or the blowing powers of the poltergeist,
Whoa,
something
what
happens.
is that on his nose?
On his nose.
So we've just been attacked by a snake here,
It's
and
bu-
one of the new moves.
I'm sorry, that is hilarious.
This is like a party moment where you go like, ta-da!
You're kind of losing health, but I'm like laughing.
Yeah,
We need to
That's
check.
fine, I can take it. So yeah, one of the new moves that Luigi has acquired here is the ability to burst, and this allows him to get out of tricky
Right.
situations like this
Okay.
one.
Where's the... did you already get the snake?
I'm not sure.
He might still be around.
I'm just gonna go ahead and
Nice.
get away from that snake.
And you got a little bit of health back, so
Perfect.
we're all safe, all good, no panic. And you can see every time Cave interacts with the environment, usually some money pops up, so you get richer and richer by exploring more and more.
That is very true. And here we can see also.
Oh,
there's
what's
this-
walking there?
Oh,
You have a mouse.
that is a mouse.
Oh,
Got me.
nice.
Got it. And here I just used another one of Luigi's new moves, which is a suction shot. And this allows you to move things out of the way, sometimes creating new path for Luigi, but also allowing him
nice.
simply to get things out of the way. And here we can see that these gold bats were worth a lot of money.
That's a note I'm definitely going to make. Gold bats give you more money.
Gold gives money.
Well, that would make sense.
Yeah. Economic wisdom.
Wow.
That's why I'm here. Besides play it too.
So here we just entered the atrium. Sorry, Chris.
It does
And
look like this hotel room has seen a little bit of a better day.
It's true, yeah. We'll make a note about the housekeeping later on.
You fill in the feedback form. So, what's that golden thing there in the middle?
So that is an elevator button, and as I said previously, in this hotel you'll be basically going from floor to floor, and your objective on each floor will be to find elevator buttons, allowing you to get access to new floors and therefore new zones of the hotel.
Okay.
And that was pretty easy.
Somehow I feel that that's not just a watering can.
Yes, somehow I feel that's not water.
What is in that watering
Somehow
can?
I feel we're not gonna get that elevator button back.
Yeah.
It was too good to be true. It wasn't that easy.
Oh man. Well, that guy sure has green fingers.
Wow.
Sorry. That's why I'm here, besides being player 2.
So that guy that we just saw on screen now is Dr. Potter,
Uh-huh.
and he's gonna be, if you want, a special ghost on this floor, and that is gonna cause us troubles, and we'll eventually also have to challenge him later on in the floor. So there's a staircase here in the background. I think it's a safe bet that this is the path we have to take here.
Oh, look at this
He's like
facial
sneaking.
animation.
Yeah, it looks so cool. Seriously, what is in that can? No, his emotions in this game, I've just been seeing it. It's so cool. Like, he really reacts to everything.
And the thing is, it's both cute and sort of like he kind of is brave because he continues overcoming his own fears.
Right.
He's a true hero.
So yeah, here we can see also with the vine before, and this plant here, there's also some themed interactions depending on the floor that you're on. Guess I'm gonna just move ahead here to the next room.
Right.
Yeah, let's just stand here for a second because look at how much stuff you can
Yeah,
interact
there's
with.
so much going on in this room.
Yeah, and there's so much that you can use to interact with, to find money like Cave is doing now, and to, yeah, sort of
God, I wish
give
if
the
I,
room a different look.
I wish if I vacuumed my room like that, I would find, you know, just gold bars and stuff around my room.
Yeah, so welcome to Hotel Room Maker. Cave is now doing his job. What are you doing now, Cave?
So yeah, getting rid of the leaves that were there, we just unveiled a new painting, and you can use the dark light. So this is a returning move actually from Luigi's Mansion 2.
Ah, yes, yeah.
To unveil some invisible things or bring some elements to life, as we just did
Right.
now using our dark light on the painting.
Yeah, you cannot use it everywhere. Well, you can use it everywhere, but you won't find something everywhere.
Right.
But it's again worth just keep exploring. Use all the abilities that you have at your disposal, and then try to find as many things as possible in the room. Nice little burst there.
Yeah, and
So that burst shot you can use obviously to take out, well, get rid of enemies like a snake biting your nose, but also to kind of clear areas and find sort of hidden mysteries. and stuff.
exactly, and sometimes you'll also use it to clear rubble that is in your way
Right,
to get
okay.
access to a new zone. And yeah, it's a multi-purpose tool that
Yeah.
Luigi has at his disposal here. And here we can just use the flashlight as well on this little chest to unlock more money. Very rich Luigi. And here we also have a drawer that attracted my attention earlier. And we can use the suction shot again on this drawer
Oh,
to
nice.
unveil a new path. Now, the thing is, I can't take this path because it's a very narrow space. But one of the new abilities that Luigi also got is the ability to summon Luigi. So
Ah,
Luigi,
yes.
that you can see on the screen right now,
There
is
he
a
is.
slimy doppelganger
Right.
of Luigi that kind of has his own skill set. He,
Yeah.
for example, can't take water,
Right.
whereas Luigi can. But he's also able to go through very narrow spaces, as we can see here on the screen.
Ah,
Yeah, goo is a very mysterious material.
uh-huh.
It's made out of ghost energy and coffee.
Interesting ingredients.
Yeah, I mean, Professor Egads does some funky experiments, and this was actually a little bit of an accident, but an accident with really good benefits for us,
Wow.
because suddenly we have two characters that we can control in the game.
And as I'm sure we saw Luigi previously in other presentations, but I know fans are very excited to see Luigi in this game for sure.
Not just fans' names, not just fans.
Not just fans, just you as well.
Player
Player
two.
2 game. It's a constant reminder.
So yeah, as we've seen now on the screen, using Luigi in tandem with Luigi. When you're playing in single player, you can just go from one to the other, as I just did. We were able to unveil now a collectible on this floor. And as we saw on the bottom corner of the screen, there's many collectibles to find in each floor. And so this is the only one we will be showing today because we don't want to spoil too much of the
Absolutely.
experience for the users out there. But I just wanted to showcase what you can do with Luigi.
The completist gamer in me is going, oh my god, I must collect everything.
Well, it's also part of the fun, because as you can see, Cave just keeps revealing new stuff.
Oh,
just
whoa.
Yeah, so here we can see
stuff.
a ghost, so our very first ghost on this floor, and you can see that he's also themed. He's also carrying a flower here,
Ah, right.
and he's grabbing onto any flower that he can find around.
Get rid of the flowers.
And he's using it kind of like to protect himself.
Exactly,
Right.
from the flashlight. And then once you've taken it off him, you can use the flashlight on him, and then, as you can see on the screen here, you can slam ghosts around now,
That is
which
very
is a very
cool.
satisfying way to get rid of them. And it also allows you sometimes to hit two birds with one stone by using the slam to
Look how
slam
the ghosts are
other
going
ghosts.
up like
He's like, whoa!
There we go.
he's trying to get out.
You're not going anywhere.
Very good.
Yeah, the Poltergust GOO is definitely a very multi-purpose piece of equipment.
All right. So now we can move on to the next room. And there's a lot of leaves here on the floor.
Lots of petals from the flowers falling from the
Exactly.
trees as well.
Exactly. So what we're gonna do here is I'm going to invite Chris to join me.
Is this the moment?
This
is the moment.
Player 2?
He said
This
it
is the
enough
player
to
two
you for you to basically put him into the game.
Because yeah, You have the ability, as when you're playing in single player, to summon Luigi, but you can also control Luigi at all times if you're playing with a second player, which is what we're doing here.
That's all he wanted to do, basically.
Just make all the petals move.
I noticed when you jumped into the game there, Chris, Luigi made a sound. Can we hear what he said?
Yeah, he's basically going.
That's really cool.
Oh, look.
Aww.
Hey, 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 hey.
So this is basically going to be the rest of the presentation.
You know what? I'm gonna get out of here.
Guys, I'm not going to be playing the game now. They're just going to be messing around.
All right, so here we can also see that you can share tasks when you're playing in multiplayer. So, for instance, I can stay up there and still clear the petals that are up there while Luigi goes downstairs, kind of, to fiddle around, using again a narrow space that Luigi can't use in this case. But Chris, I will ask you to come back
Okay.
to again avoid
That
revealing
was
too
really
much.
cool.
A little bit of a thumbs up there.
And yeah, basically you can always despawn Luigi, whether you're playing in single player or in multiplayer. You can always have Luigi come back to the poltergeist and then respawn him from that location.
Okay, right.
Nice.
And Luigi
After you
only has a really short amount of health, doesn't he?
Yes, as you can see in the top left corner, he has only 25 health.
Right.
But you can always respawn him if
He's back.
if his health runs out.
Some more of that potent water.
I don't even think that's water, Chris.
Let's just stick with it. It's a watering can, so it must be water inside.
Wow.
No?
I mean, if it made plants that big,
But that's the green fingers.
that back to the.
After you, Cave.
Oh,
Whoa! Oh,
Oh.
my goodness.
I'll try. Oh!
Oh,
All right.
Oh no!
I'll make it this
Luigi!
I'm gonna use the shadows on the floor here,
Nice.
the marks on the floor, to make sure I'm not in the way.
That's a good spot.
Here we can see that there's something blocking our
Oh,
way again.
thorns.
Oh.
And yeah, I guess we'll just have to go here.
And more leaves.
No.
And more
We have to
leaves.
go exploring more.
Alright.
Oh, nice burst.
Yeah. I love bursting to move all the leaves out of the way.
Just gonna use the suction shot here.
What is going on? He was smashing to. Oh, I see why you did that. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking.
Trying to get rid of what is
Very
blocking
good.
our way. So now, again, in order to not spoil too much of the experience, we're just gonna move on here and get out.
Oh, maybe
Or
not.
not.
I love his animation. It's so cool.
Yeah, as you can see, all these also cutscenes give it a really cinematographic feel. The animation is also really amazing, whether for Luigi or for the ghosts.
Oh, look at his face.
Oh, where did he go? Where did he go?
So we can't really see him here, but if you pay attention to the mirror, you'll see his reflection there.
Ah, you caught
me. I need your help.
I'll help
Thank you.
Oh, you got it.
Here we go.
That's really cool that you have to actually pay attention to the mirror to see him.
Yeah, and this is basically, let's say, a common ghost story theme that you can
Yeah.
only see these in the mirror. So, where are you?
There he is.
That's good.
Nice.
Wrong way.
Oh no.
There we go.
Nice.
You got him. Nice.
Sometimes I just feel like being here.
Oh my goodness, who's this? Whoa.
All right, so we have another one here to take care of. And he's got some leaves on his face, meaning that we won't be able to use the flashlight on him just
Ah,
yet.
right.
Watch out, Luigi. You only have 5 health
Get
left.
rid of all those leaves.
Yeah. Get hit there again.
I've noticed he's actually got 2 tails. Does that mean you guys can?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Managed to
together,
flash
right.
him
Look
here.
at his face. I got him here.
Nice.
Got it.
Let's slam it together.
There we go. So yeah, you have the ability also for these ghosts to grab them together when you're playing with someone, and it's very satisfying to slam ghosts around
I'm not even
together.
playing, and that looks very satisfying.
Cool, let's just move on here. Thank you, Lord, thank
This
you.
is just some extra protection.
Uh oh. More. Okay.
Uh-oh. More of these. Oh, and there's 2 of them now.
Hey, I took a hit for you.
Ah, no, no.
Okay, my turn.
Okay. Nice.
Well done. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, we got it. Oh! Thank you, Luigi.
Saved by
Anytime.
Luigi.
Anytime.
If like Luigi there.
Oh, okay.
Because I needed them.
Oh my god, Luigi's face there, he was so petrified.
Yeah, Luigi is actually the scared one out of the 2. Because Luigi, sorry, is actually the scared one out of the 2. Yeah, I saw you look at me with
like,
that
what?
look.
No, no, no.
I'm not scared.
Exactly. I'm a brave piece of goo.
And you need to use the dark
Oh,
light
the
again.
dark light, yeah.
Some more coins here. And there's also something on the table there.
Hey, what's this?
What is that?
So this is a saw that you can activate by using the flashlight on it.
Uh-oh.
And then you can use
Oh my
it to wreak havoc all around you.
Whoa!
And because I've seen the state in which this floor is in, I was talking about the housekeeping earlier, I don't really mind. I'm just gonna wreak havoc.
Just destroy the entire bedroom.
Pretty sure no one will notice.
This is another episode of Extreme Hotel Room Makeover.
No, well, it's he's definitely changing the room, that's for sure.
Alright.
Destroys the entire bed.
No, no, no. I still live this now.
You can also use it to clear the vines.
Ah, right.
Here.
Good work.
For the next part, I'm just gonna drop this saw here now.
Yeah, because, I mean, still, health and safety
Right.
applies. Always drop a saw in the corner of a room.
In the corner. Oh, no!
And yeah, seems that we're not allowed yet to go to the next room.
Okay.
You know what?
Also, I
This
don't
is
think I have a way to get out of
my
here.
moment to shine. So, my moment to be the hero.
All right, use the saw.
Yeah. I'm just milking the moment. Here we go.
Use it, Luigi.
I can do it. Yes.
Yes. There we
Thank you. Eventually.
This is lovely cooperative play. You're seeing
Yes.
here.
So I'm now posing for the picture.
All right.
Here we go. See, it's quite heroic. Oh. Move on, man. There we go.
Okay.
It's my vengeance moment here. I am playing around with you now.
I will
Alright.
just move out of the way and go
Ah,
into
right.
the poltergeist, where it's safe.
Right. So we
done.
are in a bathroom.
Yes, that has a lot of watermelons.
Okay, so the watermelon on our desk in front of us now makes a lot of sense. Nice.
I was trying to enter me there.
Yeah, I was trying to enter the watermelon.
So yeah, I can't actually pull that watermelon away on my own. So this is another moment where
Right.
you're gonna have to have 2 cards.
Look at that!
Oh, he's got the suction on his face.
Now I got you.
Look. I'm gonna try and be efficient here, unlike Chris, and try to get rid of as many ghosts as I can using the slam.
Good work. Here we go.
Stole him away
No,
from
you stole him away from me, please. See? Oh, I got it. There you go.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Stealing all the glory.
Yeah. Yeah, we're fighting for glory here.
Oh! I will resist.
So cool. I love how
You know
like,
what?
he wobbles like actual goo. Like it's really cool.
I'm just gonna call for help.
I can actually
Aw.
pronounce it properly.
He's actually trembling.
Yeah.
I definitely know fans watching at home who are big fans of the Luigi's Mansion series of games. Like they're gonna just be Mario like, the whole entire game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So on that note, I think we will stop this part of the presentation
Okay.
here because we don't want to show too much of this floor. We don't want to spoil all the secrets of
Yeah.
this floor. So we're just gonna jump ahead here and move on to the boss fight of the floor.
Ah,
So
right.
Dr. Potter that we've seen earlier.
Yeah, I think he's very appropriately named with all the pots and plants around.
True. Also all the pots we have here
yeah,
with
not
us.
everywhere.
I'm constantly trying to look over my back that there's nothing
Oh,
happening.
well, I might be rummaging through. There might be some coins or things hidden in there.
Exactly.
Who knows what water is in that water can?
Get me a
as well.
vacuum.
So yeah, here we're going to be jumping onto the boss fight, and for this we're actually going to be using single Joy-Con. So I'm going to
You're
hand.
trusting me with the joints?
Yeah, normally I only trust trustworthy people with the Joy-Con, but basically if you just have a Switch and the game, you're able to share the experience with anyone.
Right.
Trustworthy, ideally.
I just want to say I'm definitely trustworthy.
But here in this case, I'm going to trust Chris that he's going to help me out with the boss fight, and we're just going to go grab this elevator button.
Oh, the elevator button's there, right.
So we're back at the base floor, basically. Of the game.
Oh, whoa.
And
Yes.
Dr. Potter is back.
Now, what's really nice is that because Luigi and Luigi have a similar skill set, it really feels like you're both playing an equal part in the story, and you can both be the hero. So,
We can both fight for being the
Oh.
hero as well. As we're doing here.
oh,
Oh, whoa.
hell!
Yeah, here you can use the first move as well to get.
So who's gonna be the hero, Kevin?
Well, apparently flashing here doesn't do much.
Okay.
So I guess one of us will have to play.
So
Will have to get his attraction.
Okay, so I'm Goose, so I'll be the decoy.
You'll be the decoy.
Yeah.
fair enough.
Okay.
Help!
You can't
Help!
that plant is kind of
Help.
like protected.
Underway, exactly.
Oh no! What did you do? Well, stay away from him.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no! Pure drama here.
You're gonna
Okay.
be the decoy?
Yeah. Uh, yeah, he seems to latch onto stuff. But stay away, Kaveh.
Oh no, the
Here we go. Oh no!
Yeah, sorry about that. I got it. Attention again.
Oh, he's.
Oh no, Kaveh!
Run away! Okay.
Okay, just stay behind the. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go. Hello. Come on. Yes, now we got
Ah,
him.
I see.
All right.
Where's the chainsaw?
Chainsaw is a bit far.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
yeah. Oh, you put it safely in a corner. I mean, that's good. I have to
Oh, I see what you guys are about to do. Okay.
We need to use the chainsaw here.
Ah,
Drop the wine, but I sadly didn't have enough
Oh,
time to
no.
do it here.
too late.
Chris, I will play decoy here.
Okay.
And
Oh no.
that didn't work.
No. Nice.
Got him here.
Get the chainsaw.
And
Run.
grab the chainsaw.
No, he's in the way.
You can do it.
Yeah,
Nice.
there we go. No, okay. It's your turn
there
to
we
shine,
go.
Luigi.
Down here and then take it. Right.
Go.
Nice.
Well done. So yeah, the slamming does a lot of damage,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be our way here to get rid of him.
Who will be decoying?
I will be decoying again.
Oh no.
I lost that I
Run
needed.
away.
Let's try again.
Safely in the corner.
Okay. Oh no.
All right, one more try.
Come on. Oh no. Come on. Nice. There we go.
On my way. Don't worry. Don't worry. No panic.
I'm ready to use the flashlight as soon as we're done.
There we go. Okay, he's almost been taken
You really
out.
want to be the hero, right?
Where are we?
Decoy again, and I'll try
There we go.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm already gonna do it.
You've done your part.
You got this, Gabe.
There we go.
Nice.
Ready? And there we can see his beard.
And yeah, please leave that behind. That would be very helpful.
Very helpful.
Oh, we even got its watering can
The
here.
watering can.
Well done.
Yes. Good teamwork, guys.
Tapping each other.
Like a team.
Like a team, exactly. All right, so yeah, just use that watering can.
Yeah, so if it's okay for you, I will use it because I don't like water so much, so I like to be in control here.
Are you saying I can't be trusted after everything you've done today?
No, I'm just putting the watering can safely in the corner.
Okay,
Right.
fair enough.
Okay.
I'm gonna climb here to grab that elevator button. That again, because you're in this hotel setting, is gonna give you access to a new floor.
Nice. Definitely
floor?
important to clean the elevator
course.
key there.
Never know, even though you have gloves on.
No, you never know.
You never know.
So yeah, this elevator button will give us access to a new floor, but obviously we'll be stopping here today again to not showcase too much
yes.
and spoil too much of this adventure. So today we've been showing multiplayer in the form of co-op in the story mode, but actually you'll also be able to play up until 8 players using either playing online or offline.
Wow.
Now, naturally not in the story mode, but there will
yes.
also be multiplayer up to 8 players that is going to be available. And I think that would wrap it up for our presentation today.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much to Kaveh and to Chris. I really, really enjoyed this presentation. And I have to just say, just watching this game, it's like the scenery, the atmosphere, it just is beautiful. It's so colorful. And the characters really do come to life, like their expressions. The fact that I can still say Mario, I'm super happy about it. And even, we didn't touch on it much, but the music is really eerie as well. And it kind of changes as you progress through.
It's an incredibly atmospheric game. And what I particularly like is that because Luigi and Luigi both have such a big potential to be the hero, you can have not just a tiny little bit of fun, but actually a lot of fun.
A lot of fun indeed. So, guys, this game is releasing
October 31st.
in time for Halloween, which
Exactly.
is perfect. So this was our presentation. This was, of course, Nintendo Presents Luigi's Mansion 3. We had an in-depth look at this game. We hope you guys enjoyed this video. And as Chris and Kaveh, thank you so much for giving us a wonderful presentation. They have just said that this game releases on October 31st in time for Halloween. So from myself, Kaveh and Chris, thank you so much for watching. And we'll see you soon. I'm sorry, we had to do that. We had to do that.
We're definitely not cutting this back.
Thank you so much, guys. See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.